themes of the Harlow-based project to mark the town's 75th anniversary. Harlow Council and YourHarlow are working together to recall the history, the heritage and the culture of the people who are part of the town. Michael Casey is editor of YourHarlow, joins me now. Very good afternoon to you, Michael.
Good afternoon, Sadie.
So this is exciting, isn't it? It's just up the road from me, Harlow. So tell us about the project.
Well, thank you for giving me a little bit of time. 5 years ago, when Harlow was 70, Harlow Council, Harlow Museum, YourHarlow, we did a project of 70 interviews, filmed interviews, with the post-World War II experience. So either the people, their parents or grandparents, about why they came, the pioneers, as we describe them, of why they came. And we found that fascinating. But if anybody was from abroad, we just name-checked the country. So this time in Harlow is 75, we're doing 75 interviews, but these are little windows into the people's lives from Afghanistan, Zimbabwe, and so far we've done 66, and we have included Afghanistan and Zimbabwe, about those lives, their lives before they came here. But then when we talk about their life in Harlow, we do end by asking everybody, where do you consider home now? And we've had a whole variety of answers to that question of home.
Main one.
Here is home. Here is home now. You know, I think even 3 Hungarian women in 3 separate parts of Harlow on 3 separate days over 2 weeks period, they all said, here is home. My children are here. They're growing. They're flourishing. And Harlow is our home.
And it takes a while to get that, doesn't it? Because, I mean, I was born in South London and I've always sort of felt a Londoner at heart, really. It takes a long while for you to actually realise, no, I don't now, and I wouldn't want to live there, and this is my home.
Yes, and there are people who have said, you know, we're going back one day. And, you know, so if I've interviewed them in August 2022, and they're saying, you know, we're going back one day, we're here, blah, blah, blah. It'll be interesting maybe in 5-10 years' time whether they did go back. You know, I'm from the Irish community, which at one point in the 70s in Harlow, you know, 10% of the population was, and there was that divide. You know, in some people were saying I'm not staying, and they said that in 1965 and in 1995 they were still saying that. But you know, it's an emotional, difficult thing to pin down.
How has Harlow changed over the years?
Well, I think population-wise, you know, it's. Now the census was 93,300, and I think when I started, you know, I was born and brought up in the town, but I lived away for 25 years. But when I started YourHarlow nearly 10 years ago, you know, we called our sort of motto in very much 1847, 1947, 2047, meaning 1847 Fields, 1947 the New Towns Act. 2047, Sadie, I don't know what it'll look like. The London Standard Cambridge Corridor, but with all those developments that are coming, you know, it's, you know, the Gilston Town, these different projects. It's about, you've asked me about change. Well, it's about keeping to what you call the Gibbard principles and making sure whatever you do, keeping the communities together and nurturing and flourishing those communities.
Well, exactly that. Can there ever be a time when Harlow's just engulfed because it has disappeared under all the new little towns that have come around it? It's changed enormously since I've been living in the area.
Yes, and you're right. And you have to try and be not too parochial, but look out to Essex, and as your BBC Essex, but you'll know of planning applications in Uttlesford and those in South Woodham Ferrers and Dunton Garden suburbs, and it's how and indeed we're right here on the border of Hertfordshire, and so it's keeping, you can do all that, but keeping an identity and people also coming to a town and bringing something with them, which is a sense of community. You don't have to sign a contract, but it would be nice if you did.
Well, it would be nice. It would be nice if you did, even to the country in a way, wouldn't it? Yes, we all know that. That's what you stand for. That's your cultures. That's your beliefs, and we will uphold them all. I suppose they do. I have no idea. So, tell us about some of the videos. Some of them you posted are about the First Avenue allotments. I love allotments. I've never had one because I'd be too lazy, to be honest. about that, though. I love the sound of it.
Well, the allotment story was actually just a news item about allotments, and they'd won an award and et cetera, et cetera. But so as one of the news items of the 4,000 I do every year. But when I went there, and these allotments, which is almost like, as opposed to secret gardeners, secret allotments, the guys, Bob and the team there, said we have people from all over the world who have an allotment, and it was almost like. So I then I do the occasional video vlog as part of the project, but I then said, isn't it the idea that people from all over the world, from Afghanistan, Zimbabwe, have come to Harlow, and then lots of people have come in Harlow, these people, and taken a little allotment space, and have claimed a little bit of land, and they've nurtured it and cultivated it, and they mix together. They have a little cafe in the middle of the allotments, and I thought it's almost a secret allotment, but a little bit of utopia as well in these allotments in Harlow, Sadie.
I love that. Utopia in allotments. Absolutely brilliant. So how can people find out more about Harlow at 75?
Well, there's lots of projects. Now, again, we thank Harlow Council who have supported us in this project and are a great partner. But there are other events that have been going on all year. I mean, Harlow Museum have a series of talks. If you go to Harlow Museum's social media, there are talks going on. There's been a lot of the business community have also had events. So and you go to Harlow Councils, go to our site, go to Harlow Council, go to museum. There's still a lot being celebrated as part of as Harlow 75.
Well, I wish you all the very best, and I'm sure it will be absolutely brilliant through the whole of the year. Actually, 75.